Hi guys. Happy Monday. I just realized how yellow I am right now. Happy Super Monday. For those of you that don't know what Super Monday is, this is the Monday morning after the Super Bowl. And even further, I'm actually from Kansas City. For those of you that don't know, I am from Kansas City. So congratulations to the Chiefs, the Kansas City Chiefs. I used to be a really big football fan. The Chiefs actually are not my team. And as much as they're not my team, I still dearly, dearly, dearly have, I hold a very close place in my heart for them. I mean, I've lived in Kansas City for 40 years. I was just a rebel. It's not my brother's team either. My brother's team was the 49ers and they lost. So my brother and I were both the black sheeps of the family and we chose different football teams, but, we are a football family, and my boys, my 18-year-old and 16-year-old, are over the moon about the Chiefs winning. So congratulations. And it's literally a ghost town here in Kansas City. It's been crazy, busy, wild. Like the whole weekend, the energy was just like on fire. Like it was electrifying. So now everything's calmed down. I got everything taken care of this morning because we're supposed to get more snow this week, and it's like 65 degrees today, like already. It's weird, and we're supposed to get snow. I mean, like, welcome to Kansas City. So I took care of everything this morning, and there's like literally nobody out on the road. Everybody took the day off, which they probably all like deserved it after extending all of this energy for the weekend. So I hope you guys had a good weekend. Mercury is now in Pisces. It is also in the pre-shadow period. So we're going to talk about that a little bit and what it means. If you want to I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do a full Mercury retrograde reading, like show you guys the chart and stuff. I'm going to highly recommend you go over to watch Cam with White Light Astrology on YouTube. I will link his channel in like the comments or something. He does a really good Mercury retrograde. Like if you haven't watched his astrology yet, he's really, really good. He's also on Twitter, so follow him there. But he does amazing astrology readings as well as the Leo King. I've promoted him before as well. So, business stuff. You have a few hours left if you would like to be a part of the workshop that we're doing on February 22nd about like it's kind of a judgment detox. We're releasing the judgment that we hold for ourselves and the judgment that we hold for others, because judgment equals separation of love. Like you cannot live a loving, abundant life if you're constantly judging, because judging other people and judging yourself brings your vibration down. And I've recognized in the last couple of days being in this city how much I actually still judge people. And I didn't realize it. And it's only when I'm annoyed. And being a Virgo, you have to be really aware of like how critical you are. So, and Spirit is amazing with me. Source always works in funny, funny ways where I have to like relearn the lesson before I teach it. So the next couple of weeks are going to be really interesting. If you want to sign up for the workshop and get all of the meditations for free, the first meditation is tonight. You have a few hours left. I will be cutting this off at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. I will be cutting off buying the workshop for the pre-order, right? You can still buy the workshop after this, but you won't get the meditations for free. You'll have to get each meditation individually. If you are a member, you get a 50% discount either on Patreon member or a YouTube subscriber member. That information is all in the description box. Sorry, I couldn't hear what you said. Thank you, Siri. Of course, my nose is like, it's like, I feel like outside thinks that it's springtime, so it's all windy and it's warm and everything's just rustling up and my nose is just, it's really fun. What else? I think that's it. So we have the moon in Gemini. Mercury has moved into Pisces. We still have Venus in Pisces. Venus will be moving into Aries in a couple of days. But because we're in the pre-shadow of the Mercury retrograde starts on February 16th and it lasts until March 9th. It goes back into Aquarius, Mercury does. And then on March 9th, it goes direct again. And then we have it direct in Aquarius back, and it'll go back into Pisces. But you have to understand that during these retrogrades, especially during Pisces season, I've always recognized more so that the pre-shadow period, really pay attention to what's going on in your journey, pay attention to the things that are happening in your life. You may have to come back and revisit some things, like redo some stuff at the end of this retrograde, because it's sort of like a boomerang or like a rubber band when we have these retrogrades, because Mercury passes through, a place 3 different times, really. Like we go into Pisces, we go back into Aquarius, we go back into Pisces, right? So we're having to like reassess, redo. And so really, really pay attention to what's happening right now as we're in the pre-shadow period. And allow yourself to get prepared for things. Like really make sure that you're on a schedule, really make sure that you are not rushing around. Usually when you're like rushing and chaotic, that's the worst part of a Mercury retrograde, because rushing and chaos, you don't have a clear head. And in Mercury retrograde, you almost don't have a clear head anyways, especially since it's like going back and forth between Pisces and Aquarius. It'll be a little bit iffy for you, possibly iffy for you. So just being ultra aware, and we'll talk more about it as we get closer. The pre-shadow and the post-shadow period is always the strangest time for me. Like once we actually get into the retrograde, I'm fine. But before all of that, it's like, what's even happening? Like I don't even know what's happening. Okay. Being very diligent right now. Mercury in Pisces is really fun because we all get to, it's like everything is just a little bit lighter with Mercury in Pisces. We are all like talking a little bit sweeter. We're just a little bit kinder, but there can also be a very illusionary part of Mercury in Pisces. I'm not saying that Pisces are delusional. That's not what I'm saying. But because Neptune and Venus are also in Pisces, sorry guys, I'm going to have to pause this so I can blow my nose. I don't want it to run all over my face while I'm talking. Hold on a second. Okay. So Mercury in Pisces can be really fun. It can be really imaginative. It can be really eccentric. But it can also be like, you think one thing's going on and really it's something completely different. So I have the Page of Swords, I have the 8 of Pentacles, and I have the 7 of Swords. There's something about here, there's something here about not skipping the steps, because the 8 of Pentacles for me is about taking everything step by step, the way that it's supposed to go, not skipping the steps, being very patient and allowing yourself to do that, because I think that you could possibly slip up really, really easily with this 7 of Swords. Now that 7 of Swords could be that you feel betrayed by other people that aren't paying attention, because that 8 of Pentacles makes me feel like somebody needs to be paying a little bit more attention to something. The Page of Swords and the 8 of Pentacles. Okay, this is exactly it. We need to slow down. Like everything needs to really, really slow down right now and be a little bit more patient. I feel like because the energy feels better and it's sort of picked up a little bit, and we don't feel like we're walking through sludge so much anymore, because it was rough for a couple weeks, right? So we don't feel like we're doing that anymore, and it does. It really feels like we have to make up for lost time is what this is feeling like. And the Hanged Man is saying to be patient, to take a step back, allow yourself to take a step back, allow yourself to really make sure that you're seeing everything clearly, because the 7 of Swords is making me feel like you could trip yourself up really easily, and make you think that something is worse than it actually is. Or maybe it is bad and that's not what you're seeing. Maybe you're not seeing the bad part. So with the Judgment card, I actually even want to, and I hate having to say this kind of thing or make any kind of predictions. Please just be very, very careful. Like, even when you're driving, I feel like I need to tell some of you that you could easily get into an accident right now if you're not paying attention, right? And maybe it's not driving. Maybe it's just walking down the street and you're not paying attention to where you're walking and you trip and fall and you hurt yourself. Like, I feel like somebody needs to kind of rein themselves in. And that makes a lot of sense right now, actually. It makes a lot of sense. Also, there is this really, okay. There's also this, you have to keep reminding yourself that you're on the right path. Some of you are questioning the direction that you're going in. And by that, I mean, am I doing the right thing? Am I going the right way? Am I, what is it that is, what is my direction, and is it the right path that I'm on? That's what the Page of Swords and the Chariot. And I want to say that the Chariot coming out with that Page of Swords, don't lie to yourself and tell yourself that you aren't doing what you're supposed to be doing. If what you're doing in your life, even if it's confusing, even if it's a little off kilter, even if you're not 100% sure of it, if it feels good, like if it's feeding your soul and it's fulfilling you, it doesn't mean it's going to be easy. Fulfilling your soul and feeding your soul doesn't mean something's going to be easy. It doesn't mean it's just going to be given to. Sometimes it is, but not all the time. The Six of Swords with the King of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles, I feel like somebody's working really, really hard towards coming into an easier time of their life, but they keep slipping back into thinking that things aren't as good as it looks, right? It's like they take 3 steps forward and take 2 steps back, and then another 3 steps forward and another 2 steps back. You're still ahead of the game. Even if you slide back a little bit, you're still ahead of the game. You're still learning, you're still growing, you're still evolving, okay? And that King of Pentacles with the Six of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles is saying you will be successful, 100% successful, if you continue to believe in it, right? That Six of Swords is like you are moving into an easier state of time. And you're creating that with the Chariot, right? And the Chariot is like divine timing, but it's also being on the right course at the right time. The Seven of Swords, I feel like it's not real. I feel like that Seven of Swords is almost where, see, you have this opportunity. Look at this. Ace of Wands, Four of Wands, Two of Cups, all on the Seven of Swords. That's why I was like, I don't feel like the Seven of Swords is real. I feel like some people are holding on to a bitterness or an anger or a sadness that of something that's happened to them with this Seven of Swords. And that has created a barrier. Sorry guys, hold on one more second. I think I have it under control now. Hopefully. Okay, so I feel like the Seven of Swords is not real because there's this opportunity. It's almost as if somebody is telling themselves that they've been working really, really hard to be stable and to be in a relationship and to be happy and like have a happy, abundant life. And they keep getting shit on and keep getting shit on and keep getting shit on, right? And so when you're shit on so many times in your life, excuse my language, but so many times in your life, and then you get to today, that's all you can think about. And then you think, oh my gosh, all this happy and amazing and great stuff is happening to me. When is the shoe going to drop? Right? When am I going to lose all of this stuff now too? So the Seven of Swords can actually unmanifest your dreams. You know what I mean? Like you can be on your road to manifesting your abundance and all this stuff, and all of a sudden somebody triggers you to make you believe all of that stuff that you've been working so hard on isn't ever going to come to fruition. And then boom, you're paralyzed. But I've been working so hard. Right? And the Six of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles right in the middle of this reading is saying, but as long as you keep going, as long as you stay on your path, as long as you believe in the process, in the journey, in your growth, in your evolution, as long as you can create, right, from a place of calm, pause, reflection, and not chaos and all over the place, as long as you can allow yourself to remember the truth of who you are, you'll be fine. Things will work out. It won't be so terrible. It won't be so hard. It won't be what, and it's so funny when I say that. It's not that that everything stops being difficult. You know, you still have things you have to deal with. Life doesn't go away when you find that peace and that calmness inside of you. Life doesn't just necessarily go away. What happens is you see it differently. Your awareness changes, and that's what the Hanged Man does. You know, she's put herself upside down on purpose to see things from a different perspective, from a better perspective. And the Page of Cups on the Hanged Man, all you guys are, like, a lot of you are saying, that's what I want. I want that. I want that peace. I want that calm. I want to be able to make decisions based on, like, not based on chaos or not based on reaction. I want to make proactive decisions in a calm way. And it's totally possible, but you have to allow it to happen. And now's the time. Judgment is saying, now's the time to do it. Like, don't sleep on yourself anymore. It's really time for you to start making decisions from a place of clarity and not a place of reaction, not a place of, I have to wait for this to happen for me to do this. I have to sneeze now. Temperance. And for those of you that are ready, Seven of Wands, with your Seven of Wands is the bottom of the deck. Those of you that are ready with the boundaries and with knowing, like, you're like, I'm ready. Let's do the change. Let's make the change. Let's do this, right? I'm ready to go. I'm not lying to myself anymore. Let's make the changes. The cards are asking you to be patient with yourself, with temperance, on Judgment. Because once you get to the place to where you're ready, you just want to see it all happen, right? So if you allow yourself to kind of take a step back and be like, okay, I know where I'm going. I know what I'm doing. I'm taking the much needed steps forward, and I'm doing it with clarity. And believing that you can have it all. This Four of Wands and the Two of Cups with the Ace of Wands, like, literally the universe is providing you with everything that you want and everything that you've been asking for. I love this reading. I love this reading. Okay, guys. Have a really wonderful day, and check out the pre-order the workshop. I would love to see you guys in a couple weeks in the workshop. And if you don't want to do the workshop, but you still want to do the meditation, you can order the meditation as well. It's all on my website. I love you. Have a wonderful Monday. Bye.